Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. Chronos and Kairos, the two faces of time. The birth of time. In the beginning, before the Titans ruled the cosmos, before even the gods of Olympus, time existed as a force untamed, a river without banks. It was neither measured nor counted, only felt in the endless stretch of existence. From the void of chaos, two beings emerged to shape time itself. Chronos, the god of relentless time, vast and eternal. He was depicted as an aged, bearded figure, ever turning the wheel of fate, pushing existence forward. He was the time that aged mortals, weathered mountains, and turned mighty empires to dust. And then there was Kairos, the god of the opportune moment. Where Chronos was slow and inevitable, Kairos was fleeting. A young man with wings on his feet, moving too swiftly for most to catch. He carried a single lock of hair over his forehead, a sign that opportunities could only be grasped in the instant they appeared. Once past, they were lost forever. The two forces existed side by side, yet few understood the delicate balance between them. Zeus and the war against the Titans. When the Titans ruled the cosmos, Chronos, the Titan king, sought to control time itself. He had heard the prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown his father, Uranus. Fearing time's inevitable cycle, Chronos devoured his offspring, believing he could escape fate by halting time in its tracks. But the young Zeus, hidden away on the island of Crete, was not bound by the fear of Chronos. He was raised by nymphs and taught by wise elders, who spoke to him of Kairos, the moment to act. When the time was right, Zeus struck. He freed his siblings from Cronus' stomach, waged war upon the Titans, and cast them into Tartarus. Zeus learned a crucial truth from his battle. Chronos could not be fought head-on, but Kairos could be seized. Victory belongs to those who recognize the moment when time bends in their favor. The mortal struggle with time. For the gods, time was a tool, a force to be wielded. But for mortals, time was both a gift and a curse. Chronos ruled their lives, aging them, pushing them forward towards an unknown fate. One such mortal was Kairos, an Athenian philosopher obsessed with the nature of time. He believed that wisdom came only with age, that one could only achieve greatness through the slow accumulation of knowledge. He spent his life waiting for the right time to take action, believing that only when all conditions were perfect would he make his mark upon the world. One day, he met an old wanderer in the marketplace. The man had piercing eyes and an aura of something beyond mortal understanding. "Tell me, philosopher," the man said, "when will you write your great work? When will you share your wisdom?" Icarius hesitated. "Not yet. I'm still gathering knowledge. In time, I will be ready," he replied. The old man smiled, then suddenly disappeared, vanishing like mist in the morning sun. It was then that Icarius realised he had just spoken to Kairos himself. He had let the gods slip through his fingers, and with him, the moment to act. Years later, when age had weakened his hands, he found that he could no longer write. The time he had been waiting for never came. The lesson was clear. Chronos is inevitable, but Kairos is elusive. The perfect moment never waits. The Parable of Two Kings. In another land, two kings ruled neighbouring kingdoms, each with a different approach to time. King Pelagius ruled over the western lands, believing in planning and patience. He built grand cities over decades, carefully crafting laws that would stand the test of time. He was steady, methodical, and wise, but very slow to act. King Xanthos, ruler of the eastern lands, believed in seizing every opportunity. He acted with boldness, taking risks that others feared. His armies struck swiftly. His decisions were made in the blink of an eye. He never waited for the right time. He made his own fortune. One day, a great war broke out between their lands. Pelagius, in his wisdom, devised a brilliant strategy, but delayed, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Xanthos, however, acted without hesitation, leading his warriors to battle before Pelagius had even finished his planning. By the time Pelagius was ready, the war was over. His kingdom had fallen, and he realised too late that in his patience, he had let the moment slip away. Chronos had been on his side, but Kairos had belonged to Xanthos. The Judgment of the Fates. Even the Fates themselves, who wove the threads of destiny, understood the balance between Chronos and Kairos. They saw the endless march of time, but also recognised the brief moments where fate could be rewritten. There was once a man named Daemon, who had been foretold to die in the next full moon. Knowing this, he sought out the Moirae, the three Fates, and begged them to spare him. Clotho, the spinner of life's thread, shook her head. The thread of your life is measured by Chronos. It cannot be lengthened. Atropos, who cut the thread, raised her shears. Once your time has come, it cannot be undone. But Lachesis, who measured the thread, looked upon Daemon with a knowing smile. Your fate is written, but Kairos does not abide by the same rules. Daemon left, confused but determined. Instead of waiting for death, he sought out a legendary healer, travelled across the seas, and risked his life for a rare herb said to defy fate. On the night of the full moon, he stood ready, not to surrender to time, but to seize the moment. And when the moment came, he did not die. He found the one chance, the one fleeting opportunity to change his fate. The Lesson of Time. The story of Chronos and Kairos teaches us a truth as old as the gods themselves. Chronos is inevitable. Time moves forward, aging us, changing the world around us. Kairos is elusive. The perfect moment does not wait. It must be seized. Some people spend their lives waiting, believing that time itself will deliver them to greatness. But time does not grant success. Only action does. The wise recognise that moments of opportunity are rare and fleeting, and when they appear, they must act without hesitation. So ask yourself, are you waiting for time to give you a chance? Or are you ready to seize it when it comes? The gods favour those who do not fear time, but instead embrace the moments that define them. Be bold, be swift, make your own destiny. As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myths. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myths. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myths guide your dreams.